Hello everyone, welcome back to Farming Simulator 22. We are back on Kubota Farms here on East Vineland, New Jersey, and I am just out here. Where am I? I am out near our next possible contract. I didn't complete 47 because we're borrowing the equipment for possibly this contract out here on field 94. But I'm not entirely sure. Here's where we are. We're over yonder here. Here we go. We're right there. But I'm not entirely sure if we're going to tackle another baling contract or not. What I thought we could do, I think this is our field over here. Pretty good sized field. A good chunk of change though, and we'd probably make some decent money on it because of the extra bales that we would acquire from doing this. And I just want to verify, I guess I didn't pay super close attention to this, but the next contract is mow the grass, wrap it, silage, and take it to the farm shop south. So identical to the previous contract we did, we're just a little bit different selling point. Otherwise, we can just reuse this equipment and do it. But what I thought, I was looking at our calendar, and we're in April. We don't have anything around the farm to really do until we get back into harvest season, which is a minimal 2 months away. I think we did plant. I can't honestly remember what we planted. If I'm being fair about it, I don't remember. It looks like we've got a couple fields of barley. And didn't we buy? Yeah, we bought number 2 up here, which is what a wheat field. So we've got, off the top of my head, it looks like we've got barley and wheat to take care of here. So barley is not actually till July. Wow, so we still have, yeah, we've got a good solid, well, 3 months technically until we can actually start harvesting. So we've got plenty of time to do more contracts. But what I thought we would do, if that's the case, sheep are doing good, pigs are doing okay. I thought we would just go ahead and sleep through to the next month. And if we sleep through, let's see, April, May. So if we sleep through May, we can check our contracts, see if we've got any new contracts that I can try and snipe really quickly before they disappear. Apparently, I am not the only one experiencing disappearing contracts again. I find that really interesting. I was out on Giants forums today, and there were some other people commenting about disappearing contracts. In fact, there was one dude that left a video, and there they go. Nothing exciting, anyways. We've got a couple weeding contracts. Whoop-de-doo. I don't know. Sorry if you like weeding. sorry, I said that. I don't know if weeding is anybody's, you know, top-notch thing that they like to do, but I'm sure somebody likes weeding, right? To each their own. Pigs are still in good shape. Sheep still in pretty good shape. Actually, when I was over, in fact, let's do this. I was over taking a look at our sheep here. And we're actually starting to get a nice little collection of wool. That's good to see because that is money in the bank right there for us. So we'll just have to keep an eye on that lot and see when we need to either move it to make room. Oh, April, May. Oh boy. So yeah, so we're we might want to consider selling what we have here this month because it is wool top price month. I didn't realize that. That's curious. What's up, guys? How y'all doing? Good to see ya. Oh, yeah. See, that one always comes over, thinks I've got a treat for it. Now, the question is, should we just go ahead and sell that? Actually, you know what? We can wait until later in the day to sell it. We do have a trailer. That should work quite fine with taking our pallets of wool over to the spinnery. We can use that that bad boy right there. So yeah, we're in good shape. I think we should. We'll just wait till a little bit later in the day to knock out that wool. In the meantime, however, we could. Let's see here. Where I've lost it. There it is, right there. Why don't we come back here and why don't we kick off this contract then? I know it's more mowing. I know it's more baling. But it is more money. And we don't have a lot going on other than just skipping time. And no point in really doing that if we can make some good cash. So this field, if I'm looking at this correctly, yeah, it's another one of these kind of almost square fields. So I guess it doesn't technically matter too much which way we go. It looks like maybe this way, if I'm looking at it right, might be a little bit longer than the other way. How y'all doing? It's Friday. Really nice. Weekend's coming up. Weekend is just about here. Looking forward to that. That is for sure. Let me show the lines so I can get this thing set up properly. Let's take a look at our line indicator. It looks almost like we could scooch that over, couldn't we? Let's see if I can. I always kind of forget which is which for moving, but looks like we got her figured out. Almost buried right into those shrubs right there, isn't it? And let's lower, fire up, and be on our way. And I hope I... Oh, good. Okay. Almost, we're missing a tad. We could probably move that over a little bit, couldn't we? We'll move her over if I can move it while we're... that'll be good enough. Yeah, that'll work. Didn't want to forget that I wanted to do some swath dropping too. I really don't feel like windrowing if I don't have to. Beautiful. How's everybody doing? You know, this has been an interesting week. It's been kind of it's felt like a long week, but at the same time, I'm actually kind of surprised Friday is here already. So it's kind of been a weird week for me in that regard. As far as Farming Simulator goes, it's been kind of an interesting week. We've got that patch 1.8.1 out. Seems like there's a little bit of mixed bags from people on the patch. Like any patch, you know, you're bound to run across some issues here and there. I don't know that there's ever been or ever will be a patch that doesn't cause something to go a little wonky, especially when you're dealing with mods. You know, a game with so many mods involved and a big diversity of mods. You know, plus you've got consoles and PCs, and so you've got all that mixed bag there, and that's got to be a lot to support for Giants, I would imagine. And if my understanding of Giants is correct, they're still not they're not a very large company. The last number I heard was, I think, 100 employees, roughly. So, yeah, not a very large company for a game that is, well, this developed and, quite frankly, this big. With this size of a following and the sales that it has, it's pretty impressive that a group of, around 100 people can can maintain and develop this kind of a game, but we'll see. The Platinum Pack is still getting a little bit of a mixed. From where I stand, it looks like it's getting some mixed signals or some lukewarm to maybe moderate reception. I think the biggest thing I see repeated by most people is, did I turn off, how did I manage to do that? Somehow I managed to turn off our GPS. It seems like the one reoccurring theme, though, that I see from most people about the Platinum Pack is, how are the physics going to be with logging? Did Giants improve the physics with logging? And you know, I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I am staying positive about it, but at the same time, I can't imagine, if I'm being honest, I don't see Giants pulling some magic out of their hat and all of a sudden we're going to see this amazing new realistic, oh my goodness, physics happen with the Platinum Pack. I just don't see it happening. I think we're going to see a lot of very similar. Maybe if I had to say, maybe a little improved, but I don't know. I'm trying to stay optimistic, but cautiously optimistic. Yeah, because I just don't think so. I think it's good. I think if that were the case, I think if that were going to happen, I think it would already be in the game. I don't know why they would have waited till the Platinum expansion to do it. If that makes sense, at least that's just my opinion. We might see, it seems like maybe we'll see some much more advanced or much more improved physics in the next release of Farm Sim, but I don't know. I don't know what the limitations of this game engine that they have, this Giants game engine. I don't know what the limitations are of it. I think if I could have a one-on-one with the developers, or with actual developers of this game who know the engine the best, that would easily be my number one question. Would be an honest answer on what are the true limitations of this game engine. Are there any significant limitations that, the biggest hurdles that they're going to have to overcome? I'm super curious about that. I mean, you look at other game engines that are mature, and the Unreal Engine has been around forever. I don't know. I just don't know. I honestly don't even know if has it always been the same engine? Like, I don't know, back in the old days, 13 and before, I guess I really don't even know the history of what game engines Giants, because Giants hasn't always just been Giants, and what were Giants? They were owned by, oh wow, it starts with an H, doesn't it? Man, why can't I remember? Or an F or an H or something? I can't remember. That's crazy. I can actually see the loading screen in my brain of the previous versions. Maybe it'll come to me. Anyways. But this is the first version, correct? That Giants, or it was 19. 19 or this one is the is where Giants kind of went off on their own and became their own entity, so to speak, their own software publisher. And I guess that's a pretty big deal, you know, that you're not only the game developer, but you're also the publisher as well. And I can imagine, or at least I would imagine, that added a great deal of workload onto the team, but I also assume it also meant freeing them up with so that they didn't have to answer to another company. They probably could make their own decisions and on their own timelines and have a little bit more freedom in that regard. So yeah. So things have, I don't want to say it because I'll probably jinx myself, but things have smoothed out a bit graphically speaking. I think I still don't have 100% confidence, but I did some more tooling around the map, and so yeah, I don't know if this is a smart thing or not, but what I ended up doing was I know why I did this too, because I wanted to test. So one of the things that the recent patch that was listed on there was improved AI go-to performance. I don't know what word they use, if they use performance or what they used, but I wanted to test that out because the last time I went into here and why am I not seeing what I want to see? Zoom, create job, you know, and you can say, well, you know, go to, I don't know if there's a CP field work. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. In fact, is it because I'm not in there? Yeah, set destination. All right, so I set a destination, and this is what I did at least today was I took a tractor and I pretty much had them over here in the south east corner of the map, and I would tell him to go all the way up here to like the northwest corner of the map, right? Oops, sorry, boss. Get my claw started there. And that's what I did. I just had him drive, you know, just go. And I was actually surprised at, I really did feel like it was better. I actually did not have to one time, not even a single time. Whoa, 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 whoa. How did I manage to turn you off? There we go. But not a single time did I have to rescue the worker. I was really, really surprised. And I mean, I used to, because I tested it quite a bit on East Vineland, that worker, like I said, loved those telephone poles, those electric poles, and alongside of the road. Didn't hit one, didn't manage to even get stuck once, didn't do anything weird. In fact, I would even say it got a better score when it came to not having to slow down quite as much for every corner before it decided whether or not it needed to continue to go straight or not. In fact, and now I don't know, I can't really say that I tested this part of it, but I even had one time I had it go to the middle of a field, and when it turned off the road, it actually went up the driveway of the house. I thought it was going to hit the house, but it didn't. And it actually stopped. It took a left. It followed around outside the house and made it to the field. And I thought, you know what? I'm impressed. That's not bad. That's not bad. And the second reason why I did this, and I did it several times, was it was kind of an automated way for me to help build up the SC folder stuff, shader cache. I don't even like saying its name. It's like Baltimore. The shader cache, the name that shall not be spoken. My arch nemesis. And so that's what I did. Yeah, I took the Kubota truck and I drove around this map. Actually, I had the AI drove around this map a lot. And I went inside camera. I went outside cam. Whoa, what is going on there? What is going on there? What is it hitting? Oh, you're hitting a little animal, dude. Oh, it's running that dude over, little bull. Well, I'm glad we didn't hurt it. Oh, speaking of collectibles, I didn't see that at all. I thought that was a little bit of the flower or something there. But speaking of collectibles, I actually did find, I think maybe 3 or 4 when I was doing my shader cache journey. And I did pick those up while I was out and about. I figured it would be fine just to grab those since I spotted them anyways. So yeah, I mean, it's still not at 100%, but I think we're doing a little bit better with the lag and the stutter stuff, and I think we're getting there. The sad part is I now have an updated graphics driver just sitting waiting to be installed, and that requires an entire restart on building up shader cache once again. So I stopped doing what I was doing and decided, you know what, this weekend I'll update my driver and build up the name that shall not be named once again. Yay! Yay! And I've seen people talking about it on the forum too, and it's kind of funny. I get kind of a kick out of it because, you know, you get the polite people. You get the polite people that are like, so just curious, you know, like, this is the only game that I know of that requires the act of building up the name that shall not be named, and just wondering why. And then you get the other people that are just absolutely blasting about it too, you know, like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever done. I've never had to do to play a game. This is ridiculous. You know, it's just funny to get the different personalities or the way people approach posting on forums. I don't know. I think I was taught, what is the saying? You draw more. Is the saying you draw more bees with honey? Is that the saying? But you get the idea. The sweeter you are, the better, you know, you're probably gonna be. The better responses you're gonna get from people, the nicer you are, kind of thing. And yeah, I think that's fair. I think I've seen that in my life where I think if we're just gonna pick up some extra lawn grass here, we might as well, right? I don't think the neighbors will mind getting a free mow job right there by their property. In fact, this would be the fastest lawnmower you could ever find. It would take longer to start the thing and probably get it up and running than it would be to mow your yard. So yeah, it's interesting, just the different, and the responses can be interesting too, you know. But I think most people respond to it. There's just a lot of unknown. I don't think, you know, I haven't seen anybody, you know, who seems to have a really in-depth knowledge of the name that shall not be named stuff. I think we're good. I don't think we need to hit that little strip right there. I think that's going to be plenty of grass for us to... I could probably do the neighbors a favor and get off their field. That would be helpful, huh? And we can turn off our GPS as well. But yeah, I don't think most people know what it is, know why it is. I'm in that same boat. I don't understand. The limited knowledge I have is it's all based for performance, better performance. I just don't know why this game treats it so much differently than any other game. It's kind of that's the part that's got me curious, and the only answer I can think of is the game engine, you know. But I've talked enough about the name that shall not be named. I think what we can do, this is the part I've been looking forward to. Love the Vermeer. Let's get started and do a couple rows on this thing, and we'll call this an episode. I just want to make sure I'm on 150. Indeed I am. Hello, Mr. Vermeer. It's good to see you again. Arguably one of my favorite... We could have watched you before we brought you over, couldn't we? Oh well. Arguably one of my favorite things of all time in Farming Simulator. If I'm being honest, this thing is just a blast. And it's extremely satisfying. Oh, we had leftover. That's right. I forgot about that. We had almost... Man, that thing is filthy, isn't it? Look at how nasty that thing is. That's interesting. I want to take another look at that when that opens. That back cover. You're filthy, Mr. Vermeer. I treat you better than this. Look at the back. Look at the translucent. Is that kind of a translucent thing, or is that just the way the light... No, that's just the way the light is. Okay. It almost looked like that back cover was kind of translucent and there was a light shining kind of through it, but I think it's just the way the outside light's reflecting off of it. I bet you this thing has some amazing... I know this is going to sound kind of weird, but just bear with me for a sec. Oh, Brad. Brad. Not doing the best work here. I'm picking up this windrow. I like the way those really like the way those front shock absorbers just get it. Oh yeah, we're definitely going to be coming back and picking up. In fact, let's just do that. I think this is another one of those deals where the alternating windrows, one's tighter and one's a little bit further spread apart. But I think this is enough to actually go back and grab, at least most of it. So bear with me here on this, and I know this is going to be kind of weird, but I feel like I can share things with y'all now. You know, I'm making, you know, I'm still a newbie with this whole YouTube thing, but made enough videos now to where some of you who have watched me from earlier on are getting used to my oddities. I think one of the most satisfying jobs, if I could make up a job and do it, like just invent a job. Now it's work that actually has to be done, right? But it would be like all I do. I would want to be I would want to be a greaser. I would want to be someone who all day long all they do is take a grease gun and grease points on equipment. Just go around and just do that. I want to be able to grease. I find that immensely satisfying. When I used to change my own oil in my cars, that was the thing I looked forward to the most. I found changing oil to be extremely satisfying too, but finding the lubricating points, like the tie rods and different things, I don't even remember where they all are now, and I know it's probably a little bit different for each car. Some don't even have them anymore. Some of them are just sealed, you know. But a lot of farm equipment, that's like a daily routine, right? Is making sure you grease up the equipment. That's what I want to do. I would start my own business of overnight. You give me access, I will go from farm to farm, and I will grease all of your equipment. That way, when you're in the morning, when you get up, you get ready to go out, do your job, do your farming, all that stuff's greased up, ready to go. You don't have to worry about it. That's the job I would invent. That would be the job I would be more than happy if that exists. Oh, Brad. Yeah, that's that steering wheel business. It's weird. It's like if I... And you can look over, in fact, you can see I'm putting it in drive and it's still... Now if I turn my wheel, yeah, it just does not... It gets... If I time it wrong and I turn on the... I think if I time it wrong and I turn the cruise control... And I think I've kind of got this figured out a bit. If I enable the cruise control when I'm still turning, it does not like that at all. You kind of have to wait till you're kind of going straight with this Vermeer to enable cruise control. I did notice that they did not fix this problem either with this patch, which tells me either it's just super low priority or it's just not a problem that they can fix. It's just going to be the way it is based on the zero turn design of this Vermeer. Which then I would wonder, David from 82 Studios came out with the Mowit pack. I think that's what he called it, and that's a zero turn mower. I might need to test that and find out how that mower behaves with a wheel. And if it does what the Vermeer does, which is the auto reverse, auto forward, depending on which way you spin the wheel. I'm curious now. I have to check that out. But going back to my dream job, yes, greasing. Come on now, you can't tell me that there aren't people out there that don't find, like, you know, there's people out there that find peeling the plastic off of electronics, you know, either it's on like a TV screen, or, you know, when you buy a monitor. Like when I got my new monitor, that was super satisfying, I gotta admit. There wasn't plastic on the screen, but there was that thin thing of plastic on the frame of it, and that's pretty satisfying, peeling off that protective film. And I know that that's kind of an internet meme now, and in fact, one of Techmoan, if you haven't checked out Techmoan, you need to. The British guy who does 1970s, mostly 1970s, 1980s, or I should just say retro technology reviews and stuff. Absolutely love his channel. Absolutely love it. And he does a deal when he actually gets something, either new old stock or something that has the plastic on there. He'll actually play a little bit of, you know, the Barry White kind of, oh yeah, kind of music over the background while he's peeling off the plastic. So I know that's kind of become a, is that what they call it, a internet meme, when it's kind of a deal like that? But that's how I find, I guess where I was going with that is that's how I finding Zerk fittings, and just that satisfaction of putting that grease gun hose fitting onto the nipple of the Zerk fitting, and just squeezing that grease in there, man. Oh, so satisfying, you know. And if it's the kind of grease point, oh, this has gotten kind of weird. I don't know. I'm feeling a little weird about this conversation. You have to understand too. I'm sitting here in front of I'm sitting here by myself, talking to myself, playing Farming Simulator, talking about how much how much I enjoy greasing things. I'm so glad I don't have a webcam. This would be so humiliating. But I think if we're all being adults and honest with each other, we all have our things that we find satisfying like that. And that, yeah, that would be it. I've thought about it. I've thought about it many years, and that's the job I want. You can just call me, you know, I will be the grease monkey. I will, that's exactly what I will be. And I love it. Absolutely love it, you know. You will get the best, you will drive away with the best grease job, lube job you've ever had. Ever. You know. I mean, I'll wipe off the stuff that, you know how when you're doing it, on some of those, they say you to squeeze it until you start seeing a little bit come out, you know. I'll wipe that off. It'll be nice and clean. Then there's some points, I guess, where you don't want to overfill it because you can actually, you know, put too much in and it bursts the rubber boot around. Yeah, I'm right there. I'm your man. So now that I have completely humiliated myself about what I consider to be my all-time favorite job, we can probably call this episode a wrap. It's actually gone a little bit longer than I planned on, and I probably should have stopped 15 minutes ago before I discussed my ultimate employment. Oh, and look at all that grass I'm missing. So let's check this out real quick from the front end, because this thing actually has a pretty, well, I don't know if it's any whiter or not, but these are some pretty decent windrows. I mean, if you think about it in real life, in fact, if you remember, I'm going to go ahead and fire this thing off here. If you remember when I pulled this thing up next to the house on the other field there, and this thing, the top of the bale housing there, I guess, or the collector housing, even the cab was, you know, taller than a one-story house. Just putting this into perspective, these windrows here have got to be, what, 3 feet? I think somebody figured out, didn't they figure out that the farmer in Farm Sim is roughly 6 foot tall? I think that's what somebody tried to figure out, the exact height of how tall you are in Farm Sim. It was either 5'11" or 6. I forget which one it was. Okay, before I start talking about anything really weird or tell you about my second favorite, what would be my second favorite job in the world, I think we can stop here. If you've made it this far, I apologize, but I do thank you for sticking with me here on Kubota Farm in East Vineland, New Jersey. The weekend is here, yay! I hope you got a chance to watch Throwback Thursday. That was pretty fun. We had a good time on Throwback Thursday, so I would encourage you to check out that episode. I'm just picturing a moment in Throwback Thursday with the bicycle that gave me a chuckle. But I'll be around this weekend. I'm not sure if I'll have. If I'm being fair, I'm going to try to get an episode out this weekend, but I've got some other things I need to try and take care of this weekend. So if you don't hear from me this weekend, I will be back Monday for sure. So thank you all again so much. All the new subscribers, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it. I can't tell you how much it means to me to get an email saying so-and-so has subscribed to your channel. It absolutely makes my day. So I really do appreciate all of that. And any comments you would like to leave, love to hear those too. You all take care of yourselves. Enjoy your weekend. Be safe. Take care of yourselves. More importantly, though, let's take care of each other. And I will talk to you all real soon. I'll see you all real soon. And don't tell anybody about this grease job thing. Because I don't want anybody fighting me over any jobs that might be coming up. So thanks for keeping that our secret.